how many deaths shall we die in order to justify being. So according to psychoanalysis, there's this idea that a person dies 3 deaths. The first death or loss essentially is a loss of naivety. I know if you're lucky, this happens to you as an adolescent. And as kids, we build a worldview based on trust, certainty, and idealism. Then something happens, and all of a sudden, the reality that you conceived over time doesn't exist, almost like it never even did to begin with. What usually happens is you come to terms with the fact that the world is in fact a malevolent place. And that throws your balance a little bit, because you realize that the structures or axioms that you've used to frame your world and the world around you are all of a sudden insufficient, flawed, or even worse, that they are altogether wrong. The loss of naivety, essentially, what it does is it brings you into a deeper understanding of yourself, the predetermined notions that shape the structure of your being in relation to the world around you, as well as its insufficiencies. So the second death, according to psychoanalysts, is the loss of innocence. Essentially, this is an injunction on the loss of naivety, except this time it is more in relation to the world than itself. And this death occurs almost as a consequence of loss of naivety. So take, for instance, a tragic event happens that causes you to realize that the world is made up of humans, right? Humans have the capacity for evil. You are human, and you have an inherent capacity for evil yourself. And it's only through the understanding of the potential ability of yourself and people around you to commit some truly atrocious acts that you could possibly realize your own capacity for good. And really, all you have to do is look at the world around you and look at the world that came before you. Let's take learning about the Holocaust, for example. It could shatter your idealized view of human nature, because the sheer scale of the evil that was perpetrated during that period just seems unhumanly. But the truth of the matter is, the things that were done during the Holocaust were done by humans. You are human, and there's inherent capacity in you yourself to perpetrate those exact similar acts. I ask this silly question sometimes, well, it's not so silly. Ask people that if you were born in the 1700s to a family of slave owners, would you condone being a slave owner? And unequivocally, almost always, the answer is no. Honestly, I think that's a very arrogant answer, because how dare you think if you were born in a particular time and space where human beings existed, that you'd automatically have a moral virtue superior to what was normal at the time? I guess what I'm saying is loss of innocence opens a person up to their actual capacity for good through the understanding of evil. The final death, according to psychoanalysts, is the literal loss of life. And this is the physical death that we all face. But then this death itself is preceded by the more profound psychological deaths, the loss of naivety and loss of innocence, because they all together shape how we conceptualize the life that we need.